history forgotten and now for all to see. I'm here at the Braceville African American Heritage Museum, better known as BAAHM, and the project manager here is Terry Shavers. And this would be the newest museum to come to our area in quite a while.
I think it's the only African American museum in Trumbull, Mahoning, Stark, and several other counties, Portage included. A group of us get together, we have community reunions, and so that community reunion was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. So they said that what we should do is we should try and find a way to preserve the African American history of our community. Otherwise, the history will be lost.
What makes Braceville, so significant for this museum?
We think that the African American community in Braceville was the largest rural African American community in Ohio at one point in time. My mom and dad were a little bit of historians, my mom in particular. She saved all newspaper articles. She would cut the newspaper articles out of the newspaper. My dad was a photographer, right? And he liked to take photographs, and we had probably 34 photo albums. So it was a good foundation to start this. So that makes it a little bit personal, but I think that the overall objective was just to be able to preserve the history of the entire community. This community also has what we think was the first recorded African American in Trumbull County, 1830 census. So there is no other primary evidence that there's a person in Trumbull County, African American in Trumbull County prior to
1830.
1830 census. And we have 3 standing Underground Railroad houses in Braceville today. So there is evidence that there was Underground Railroad activity in the community.
So you have a documentary coming out that is also about the background here at Braceville.
It is indeed. So we think that this museum is a physical version of way to capture our Braceville history, right? And our documentary is a digital version of capturing the Braceville history.
So Annette, you kind of started this whole thing with the Braceville Blessings. You got all these people together, and that's how it all came to be.
Well, it was a joint effort, and it started during COVID. And we donated money, and we bought supplies, and we put them in a basket, and we put them outside the doors, mostly of seniors.
How did you find all these people that you knew needed some help?
Well, they were all people I grew up with. It was a neighborhood. All the people are from Braceville. There's 7 of us. 2 of them are from Warren. Pastor Heller and his sister, Yvelda. So we all got together and we donated money, and me and my sister, we went shopping and we bought supplies, cleaning supplies, food, dry goods, and things like that. And Terry and Gwen, and we all just delivered around the neighborhood.
That's
and
really
then we
nice.
Adopted a classroom. In fact, the girl she went to our church, and we went to her classroom, asked what we could do, and we bought supplies and delivered them to the school.
And you're also the president of this
Yes, but
fine organization,
but
Madam President. And so you're pretty busy.
Not so much as them.
Well, there are so many moving parts to how all these things came to be. But you and Pastor Heller really started with the videos of the original residents that were still around. Why did you start interviewing all these people?
Well, Pastor Heller would come to church and tell all the stories that he heard from the older residents in the community. And it was so exciting, and I thought, this guy really loves Braceville. So I said, what do you think about us going and videoing them? And so he set it up, and we just started videoing them, and we would go for a little short video, and it would turn out to a couple hours of just stories and fun and just wonderful memories. Brian Broom, he's a Kirkus Award winner in 2022. He wrote Punch Me Up to the Gods. We've got Guys, the pit master of barbecue sauce. He's in Braceville.
First one to do the sugar-free, on
really?
the shelves, right? I've never seen sugar-free barbecue sauce. But Guy,
Yeah, and his brother is the one that produced the film.
Okay, when you
Yes.
said heard Hughes, I didn't realize that. And so now you have a movie coming out.
Yes.
And how did you piece that together? Because you had so much content.
Ronnie Hughes, who produced a movie called Gandy Hopper years back, and Terry Shavers worked on that, and it took him about 2.5 years
I bet.
to put everything together. And I don't know how they did it, but it has turned out to be an amazing documentary.
I mean, you have really taken this little community and really brought it out for everyone to understand, that's just a huge feat. Well, this room has everybody from Braceville that is involved with sports, and you have a lot of famous people, Ted.
A lot of relatives in this room, but the one noted person, of course, is Ernie Shavers.
Right? That is a great portrait of him.
Yeah, and of course he fought Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes, and Jimmy Young. My dad, Ted Toles Jr., he played in the Negro Leagues. My uncle Walter, he ran at Ohio State. He went to Braceville, of course. In 1958, he won 3 running events, the 100, 220, and the 440. And that was the first time it had been done since Jesse Owens had did it in 1935, I think.
Ted Toles Jr., he's my uncle, but he's a Negro League Hall of Famer. He played for 14 different teams in the Negro League. Well, to me, sports is like a universal language. People either they like baseball, tennis, track. So when people get involved in those types of things and they have to work together as a team, they always form they have a sense of unity and community. And that's the basis of Braceville. The unity in our community was so strong. I was everyone else's child in the community.
Everyone was looking out for
Yeah,
you.
they were looking out for me. They could give me instruction. That is what this little community of Braceville that I grew up in had that was so special. It was love, it was discipline, it was hard work. The unity that we don't see in communities today is something that forms, and there's a bond of love, a bond of support. And so I think that's what our community had that made it so special.